Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Take 10 with Shane and Michelle, where we are an entertaining view of life's magical moments in Florida and beyond. And this is episode 3.
We got it.
Shane?
We're on a roll.
We're on a roll. Hey, don't they say three's a charm, something like that? Isn't that the
Three's company? But I don't know.
Company, third time's a charm.
There we go. Third time's a charm. This is going to be the episode because
this is going to be great.
One. So this is a big episode.
Yes. Number 3. And just to tee it up, if anyone tuned into last week's episode on number 2, we talked about why these two Midwestern girls made the move to Florida. And I think we gave you our top 5 reasons each about why we made the move. This week is all about the how. How did we do it? The move itself.
Yeah. How?
Yep. The how. So hopefully you guys will get inspired. We have some things that went well with both of our moves, and we have some things that, upon reflection, maybe didn't go so well. So
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure the well part. I'm going to start taking notes. All right.
Everyone will see the differences between our move in a bit. But in typical Take 10 fashion, let's start off with our most magical moment of the week. Shane, kick us off.
Okay, so I was in business in Indianapolis, and I have a dear friend who has connections. And so for the first time ever, I got to go to the beginning of the Indianapolis 500, and I got to go into where the pit area was, the garage area, and got to see the drivers up close. Now, it was supposed to be a practice day, but it rained and it wasn't good weather, but it was really cool to walk down in that area where like all the action happened. So I'll send some pictures. We'll put some pictures in the video roll. It was really cool. But one of the neatest things I thought, and I'm sure this is with the times, but how they get around, the little drivers had those little scooters. They would zip right by. Like instead of like walking, from place to place, they had those little electric scooters.
Were they like a Segway?
No, they're little
like a real motorized like scooter.
Like you get on, and you see them all over the cities now, where you pick them up and you dump them off somewhere.
Yeah. The ones you can do with your like credit card and do an app and oh my goodness,
that's how they got around. Not their little fast little speed cars or on the golf carts, but on these little scooters. So we'll put that in the V roll.
Oh, that's fun. I think that's probably a bucket list for a lot of people. Never been to the Indy 500.
No, we went up to a suite area. So we were right like over the main drag. That's a 2.5 mile track. So I believe it's 200 laps. And I also had a cute little moment where a young feller had a mic and was interviewing some of the race car drivers. That's so
cool.
Sweet. Yeah, that was neat.
Oh, that's fun. Good. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely put some pictures.
Yeah, we got to put something up on that. So what was your magical moment?
Mine, we just celebrated Mother's Day. So happy belated Mother's Day to anybody out there watching that is a mother themselves or, celebrated their mothers or a mother figure in their life. So I would say my magical moment was my kids weren't with me. They don't live here in the same city, but I got a really pretty, they sent me a couple of things. One was a Mickey head necklace that they had designed.
Very
and it has
pretty.
four birthstones in it of our 4 birthdays. So, and they're all 4 of our birthdays between Katie, Jack, Rob, and myself are different months. So I have 4 different colors, and it's really pretty silver necklace and beautiful flowers with the funniest note. And I'm going to also insert a picture of the note so everyone can read it. It was funny. It was just a hoot. So that I think was my magical moment. So,
well, I have to just backtrack just for a second because on Mother's Day was the 7th year anniversary of my mom's passing. So that was also, I didn't post anything about it, but My mom was very ill, and it was my birthday's May 2nd, Joe's birthday's May 18th. And I just told the doctor, please do not let her pass away on one of our birthdays. So she passed away on May 14th.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
it just
May
happened to
May
land
is
on
a
Mother's
bittersweet
Day.
month for you with celebrations and then
Yeah.
memories. So
let's get to the happy stuff. Let's get to
the good stuff. That's right. Let's talk. Well, let's talk about the move, and I'll kick us off. I'll tell a little bit about our story, about how we decided. Well, not really how we decided, just what we did for the move itself. So, for those of you who are following us and don't know a lot about us, we lived in Delaware, Ohio, so in the Midwest, and decided that, you know what, kids are gone. It was 2020. It was a hot housing market. Let's put the for sale sign out. So, I mean, it was just as much planning as that, believe it or not. So now, the time we said put for sale out and actually put it out, yes, there was a lot of work that had to happen. We started thinking about, we really didn't know, to be honest, where we were going to end up. We didn't have a plan for Florida just yet, a location picked, what we were going to do, the timing. We just knew that it was time to try to sell.
And so you just wanted to downsize.
We wanted to downsize. It was, you know, we were in a school district, that great school district, loved it. You and I were in the same school district. We didn't have kids at home. We had been empty nesters for quite a few years at that point. And so we just said, let's sell it. Hot market, hired a great realtor, by the way. You know, do your research, find a good realtor who knows your neighborhood, knows your market. She told us, it was interesting, Shane, when we talk about your story to get your house ready, this realtor was great because she basically informed us to do things that would make sure that things were, you know, repaired, looked fresh. But she did not recommend doing a lot of big updates. We had other realtors walk through the house saying, you need to redo your master bathroom. You need a new kitchen. We had built the house in 2004, and we decided that we weren't going to do that, but some fresh paint, fixing windowsills, all of that, professional stager. Our realtor was spot on. It showed beautifully. It sold in 12 hours. So we really were fortunate. But the funny thing is, we were downtown. We got the call from our realtor. We had, she did one of those, we're just going to list it on a Friday at 5:00. And we're going to have people come in until we do an open house on Sunday. And then that's it. We're just going to tell people, we're not going to have you in and out of your house. You know what it's like showing a house. Pack up the dog, pack up, you know, cleaning every time you walked out. She says, you guys get out of the house for 48 hours. I'll take care of it. The next night she called, made sure we were sitting down. Great offers. She goes, we're not even having the open house. You're going to take this offer. And you're not even going to argue with me because it's one of those kind of offers.
And what month was that? What month did you?
Oh, yeah. Halloween weekend.
Halloween. So that was October.
Yep. October 2020. It was a couple from North Carolina. If folks remember what 2020 was like, crazy. People were getting 20 and 30 and 40 offers, outbidding everybody. Yeah. This family, a couple of doctors from Duke University, by the way, and they were getting transferred to Ohio State Medical Center. And they had a 7-year-old daughter, and basically told the realtor, they walked through our house. They didn't even they had lost 7 straight houses. 7. So they went high. They didn't care. No remedy. It was a big offer, no remedies. So if they found anything in the inspection, we didn't have to fix it. I think unless it was a foundation. Anyway, great situation, sold. I think we closed around December, 15th. We had to get out. We had no plan at that point when we sold. We did the double move, and I swore I never wanted to do a double move. When I sold my house, I wanted to go into my next one. Well, we weren't ready. We had not figured out where we were going to land, so we've got a small condo. One of the things with our move, and I know you'll talk about your move, is we hired professionals for just about everything other than the packing it up. We did all our own packing and organizing and labeling, sold a lot on Facebook Marketplace. One tip is sell often and sell early.
Sell a lot. Keep
Sell
selling.
a lot.
Even when you're not done, keep selling.
And even when you think you haven't sold it, you haven't sold enough. And you can talk about that a little bit. So we sold a lot. We hired folks to, we'll put in the show notes. I know Shane and you and I talked about when we interact with good companies and brands, we'll put the link in the show notes for other people. We used a company called Zippy Shell, and they came and put a few things. We did need to put a few things in storage, but no furniture. I was not going to put any furniture. We sold just about everything that wouldn't fit in this small condo we sold. And then they moved us to the condo. And while we're in the condo, walls closing in on us, we got the bug we said, we're going to try this Florida thing. So we were in the condo for 15 months and packed it up again.
How long did it take you to try to find where you wanted to to rent, or
you mean in Florida?
To find the location for you to rent?
Well, it's interesting. So we are 2021. We were in Florida probably, I think, 4 to 5 times. Coming down. We have family here. So, we came down to visit my husband's parents, which, by the way, was another reason why we moved to Florida, to be able to spend time with them. So that made it a pretty easy choice. But we came back and forth. We met with 3 or 4 builders. We toured existing neighborhoods. You couldn't put a bid on a house. This for sale sign wouldn't even get out everything's gone.
Yeah.
Builders would not put us on wait lists because they said you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
So we looked at each other. We thought, okay, well, why don't we just put the money, sold the house, put the money in the bank, and let's find some place at least to lease for a minimum of a year. And so I was online. I found this house and sight unseen, signed a lease. It was a leap of faith.
And when was that? Do you remember?
When we signed the lease.
So you sold in October. So
we sold in October 2020. And I would say it was probably about 8 months later. So that would have been, I would say it was summer or fall of 2021. I think right when you were getting ready to sell your house.
So, yeah. So I think you're right. Yeah.
I think that's when we had found a place. We had signed a lease, and
but you weren't moving yet.
We weren't moving yet. Yeah. No, we weren't moving yet. You know what, though? I take that back. I think it was closer to the end of the year because we had to extend our lease a couple of more months. We were 15 months in the condo. And then we moved March of 2022, March 1st. We took possession here, hired Zippy Shell again, packed us up in the big truck, and down the highway they drove and were ready for us. So our move overall, I mean, it's stressful for anyone to move. Don't get me wrong. When you make a big move like that, my advice from our move was to hire professionals. If you are crunched for time, if you are, just somebody who just prefers that more professional kind of service, we just did it. I know it's expensive. It's just expensive to move cross country anyway. All the different moving companies. We had done our research and we landed on a good company. So,
all right. Well,
so that was our move.
No, you moved a couple of pets, so you might share that.
Yes,
just a little bit of that.
Yeah, we did move some pets. Boomer, our beagle, a dream. He rode with my husband, Rob, in the back seat. And then I got the cat. And so moving cross country on cat, I researched that for months. I was stressed about moving 16 hours with a cat in the car. She was a dream. She did great. I mean, that little thing just laid there, looked at me. I got her what's called a little cat condo from chewy.com. And, it took up a good portion of the back seat, but she had plenty of room to move. You wouldn't even known she was in the car.
Well,
she
was
a little dream. Yeah. And poor little Marnie, she passed away in December. Here. So she got to live it. She was a Florida cat for, for about 9 months. But she was 15. She ended up getting some cancer, and she was older. She'd had a wonderful life. She had a wonderful life, and she was 15.
Okay. So here's the big question. Are you glad you made the move?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So to me, I'm just going to say before I even start, to me, the move was like childbirth. It was like misery and oh my God, I'm going through it. But then once it's there, it's all
You
over.
go. Let's hear yours. So that's
Okay.
ours.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna. Mine is a little bit more entertaining. So
Just a little bit.
just a little bit more entertaining because we were talking about you were a hands off type of move. You kind of you besides doing your own. Mine I would call a hands on, all hands on kind of move
As
because
many
my
hands as you could
husband,
get.
needs to make sure we do everything ourselves. So we decided to do the Penske truck with the trailer on the back for the mini RAV. And we also had a truck, a Dodge Ram. So we were trying to get our house ready to be for sale by the time school would start. We slightly got it into September. And unlike yours in a 3-day weekend kind of thing, ours ended up about 10 days, which I still don't think is a horrible.
That's fast.
Still wasn't too bad, but with all the excitement with everything was going on, we were getting a little worried, with that 10-day kind of thing. But it still worked out well. But we did do a bathroom renovation. We wanted to make sure that we had that done before we sold it. And then, so then it was like time to move. And we thought, okay, we got the truck. It's sitting outside all week. And we thought we were packing and we had everything. You'll see pictures. I thought we did really well with
It looked great. It looked super organized. Yes.
Yeah. The only problem is I will tell everybody not to underestimate your basement. Okay. In Florida, we don't have basements, okay? But the basement, and I think the garage too, was a little had a little much.
Garages will sneak up on you. That's for darn sure. Yes.
So anyhow, so we're loading the truck and we're realizing that it's not all going to fit. That it is not going to fit in the Penske truck.
When do you realize this? When do you realize it?
Luckily, our cul-de-sac neighbors walked over and said, "Hey, would you like us to wrap dinner for you?" And we're like, "Hey, yeah." And can we borrow your garage? Because it's not gonna.
You need to tell everybody, Shay. This was the night. This is the night before you had to be out.
Yes, the closing was at 9:00 in the morning, and we were supposed to be out by 7:30. And yes, this is the night before. So we have been, packing all week, and here it is the night before, and we're realizing it's not going to fit into the truck. And so we have a couple. I cannot tell you how many Dodge Ram loads we took to undisclosed locations in the Pal area to get rid of. I don't even know what. I just kept loading it in the back so Joe and Michaela could go somewhere to get rid of it. Okay. I don't know where it went. And then after that point, we're loading it into the back of the Dodge Ram all night to the neighbor's garage. All night to the neighbor's garage. The sun is coming up and we still are putting things into the neighbor garage. We're trying to get out. We have one big horse barn that Michaela loved, but we did leave it for the two little girls that moved in. Took pictures around. We put the horse barn as soon as they walked in, they were going to see it. We're very excited. The young family was going to be moving into it. But anyhow, all night. So now think about this. Outside is the truck full, and we still have a garage full in the neighbors. We need another U-Haul to get the stuff out of the neighbor's garage that now we need to go get a storage unit in Pal, Ohio. Okay.
But you're not moving to Pal, Ohio.
We're supposed to be moving away from Pal, Ohio.
You're moving away from Pal.
Yeah. So we get another U-Haul. We take it to the neighbors. We get everything out of the neighbors. We go over to the storage unit. We unload it into this area of the storage unit. Joe and Michaela go dump the truck back off. It's me and Obi sitting outside the storage unit, wondering, okay, when are they coming back?
Obi's your dog for anybody.
Obi, oh yeah, Mr. Obi. You can say hi, Obi. Mr. Obi. So we're sitting there. They come back, And then here's the thing is like, what is the necessities that you need in this truck? Okay. So we have the mini Rav, we have the truck, we have the
Necessity, Shane. Necessities.
necessities.
That's an open-ended definition there.
Yeah. What are the necessities besides your clothes? Okay. That you need?
Exactly.
Computers, TVs, a bed. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes. Functional
yes.
items.
Okay. So we are at the storage unit figuring this out, packing the truck, and realizing we are not going to get out of Columbus, Ohio this night. Luckily, I have a cousin, and we rang her up and said, we got to go. So we still had to go to Delaware to get the trailer to put on the back of the Penske truck so we could run the Rav up. So we get the Penske truck full. We go up and we get the trailer. We have the Dodge Ram, and we're driving over to my cousin's and pulling it out on the street. And so the truck, you can visualize just the truck with the mini Rav and the Dodge Ram sitting behind it, ready to take off to Florida. So we did try to get a good night's sleep, and get up in the morning, gassed her up at Giant Eagle, our favorite pal, Giant Eagle, gassed her up, baby. And south we went the next day. So far, so good.
I'm exhausted or just listening to it again.
So far, so good until we realized. So Michaela had a job interview. And so we had planned on being at the apartment for her to do the job interview.
Because you were getting an apartment in Florida. You were moving to an apartment.
We were, okay, yeah. So, but we were like you also. I did get an apartment, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, sight unseen. I didn't see it either, because we were also had to be put on a list just to get into somewhere. And when it came up, if you didn't take it, you were SOL.
Right.
So we also were a sight unseen. So we are trucking through, driving down, and we realized we're not going to make it. So we have a friend, Delaney, who is in Gainesville. We ring up Delaney. Delaney is very known for not charging her phone.
Oh, goodness.
Delaney was not answering her phone. So I called Delaney's mom. Delaney, what's Delaney's address? We're going to go so Michaela can chat with Delaney and get a location to do this interview. Her mom says, let me check the Amazon receipts because I don't know what her address is.
Oh my gosh.
So we get her address and we park in the parking lot because, we have the trailer or whatever. And then we take the Dodge Ram over to Delaney's, knocking on the door. Nobody's answering. Finally,
how much time before the interview is this?
We were like a few hours. Okay.
Oh, okay.
A few hours before the interview. And so we're knocking on the door, and finally her roommate opened, and she's not here. And we're like, well, that's her car. What do you mean she's not here? No. Michaela's like, let me in. Let me go see if she's in. So then Michaela goes to Delaney. Now, she has no idea Michaela's even in the state.
Right.
Delaney, it's Michaela. Delaney opens the door like, oh my God, what are you doing here?
What the heck?
Yeah. So anyhow, needless to say, Joe and I are sitting on the truck, and it's like, what's going on? Like 45 minutes later, she finally comes out. She's showered. She has clothes on. She's ready to go to the interview. We're like, okay. Joe and I go back and sit in the parking lot. Delaney takes her over to do her interview. Interview goes great. And then we have lunch, and then we're off to Port Charlotte to the apartment. But here's the thing, too. When we get to Port Charlotte, we're unloading. We're doing our thing. We made it. We're good. Then I take Michaela and Joe, put them on a plane. They go to Memphis because Michaela was living in Memphis and working at the Memphis Zoo. When we decided we were moving, guess who also decided she was moving to Florida?
Right.
Mom and Dad's not going to the beach without Michaela. So they flew to Memphis. They got another rental truck and another trailer to put Beep Beep, her little car, on the back of it. And they're driving from Memphis, Tennessee, through the Smoky Mountains to Port Charlotte, Florida.
Wow.
Now that is move number 2, if you would count.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, most of you might think that's it, but that's not it.
No, because we have a storage unit in Palo, Ohio.
That's right.
Still.
That's right. So then you have to do what?
So, Palo, Ohio doesn't get cold. So we wanted to make it back before winter hit to get the rest of our stuff to bring it down to a storage unit that we have now.
Storage unit to storage unit.
We have a storage unit. Through a U-Haul, another U-Haul or Penske. I don't remember which one it was that time, if it was a Penske or I'd had to look back at the pictures. But here we go. Round 3 of our move was from another drive from Columbus, Ohio, back down to Port Charlotte, Florida.
But you had to fly. You had to buy plane tickets.
Yes, we had to
fly up there.
Yep. And then drive back down. Now, I will say one of the best things ever that we did as we're driving down, what is it? Is it 71? What's
315?
315. We're driving down 315. We're like, oh, halt, champs. Our favorite dessert is the Mile High ice cream pie. Veer off, man. We've got to
put a picture of that, your Mile High ice cream pie in here.
We had to have one more Mile High ice cream pie, and it's a good darn thing we did, because after we moved, they closed. And that was the best dessert in Columbus, Ohio, was that Mile High ice cream pie. But anyhow, so we trucked on down.
You did it.
So we, three moving trucks later, 2 car carriers later, and a Dodge. And I will honestly tell you, we did not know if the Dodge was going to make it. It is a 2005.
Yeah, right. You had to will it to make it. Yeah.
Brutus is still, we called it Brutus, and Brutus made it. Brutus did good. So we're here.
Different. We wanted to share different stories.
I will say mine will most definitely be memorable. I will be talking about that.
You will be memorable. What's the takeaway? What would you have done differently, if anything, for people who are considering doing a big move like this on the how to move? What would you have done differently, if anything? Maybe you wouldn't.
Well, first off, you're never going to get a man to get rid of more stuff than you want him to get rid of. I can tell you that. That just isn't going to happen.
Good suggestion. It's not
going to happen. So I think our was just, we really underestimated the basement. I mean, I did get rid of
the amount of stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot of Christmas trees. I got a lot of the decorations. I really did.
Everybody, there's no basements in Florida, by the way.
There's that little stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, I still have a Rubbermaid full of beanie bag. You remember those little beanie things?
Yes. I have left hundreds in the countryside of Haiti on some trips that I chaperoned teenagers. I would put them in big gallon bags, like 10 of them every trip. I did 3 trips, and there are Fenster Maker beanie babies all over the country of Haiti. Yeah.
Though I have those. They're in storage.
You moved them?
I moved them. Yes. So that's what I have that type of stuff still.
It was all that last minute basement stuff. Yes.
Yeah. It was in the basement. I didn't want to deal with it or whatever. I'm like, okay, just move it. But that is my goal for this summer, because the house hopefully will be ready August, September, to go through that stuff. And also, Michaela wasn't with us, so I didn't want to go through her stuff without her being there to go through it. That was also a lot of the stuff. You know what I mean? Your kids were kind of out of there.
I tossed anyway. I said, "You're not here; it's getting tossed." But that's what I did. So you're okay. So let's close out. When this episode, you guys, we went a little longer because we both had interesting stories to share here. Our goal was to give you some tips, tricks. It's a different market. It's a different time in 2023. Your move, your home selling, your process might look different now than it did when we sold, but we're happy to, and we didn't even share, we probably just skimmed the surface, both of us, of what we went through. Happy to share any other tips and tricks and lessons learned.
Yes, and there's lots of packing tips and that type of stuff too. So if you have any questions, just put it in the comments, and we'll reply back, because I just learned a lot. Your
Yes.
bag was great. Those little zip bags you got, those were great. So
Okay, I'm going to put a link in the show notes
Yeah.
to we have these thing called moving bags that we got at Amazon. They're the big blue bags of wonder is what I
Yep.
have nicknamed them. And Shane got to use those. We use them. I have since let other people use them for a variety multi-use bags, sturdy, wonderful. I'll put the link in. Anything else that we picked up for the move or whatever that I can think of, Shane and I'll put it in the show notes for you. And that's it. The home adventures continue. We are spending a few weeks talking about that. I think we've got lots of topics that we want to cover during our episodes that hopefully we'll continue weekly. That's the goal. So
and I
Shane,
think the next one we're going to talk about like where we landed. Like
we will. Yes, that's a great one.
Yeah.
So we will talk about. We talked about why we moved to Florida, but then we will ultimately talk about why we landed where we did, and in our goal and our plan with that, which I think will be people find that really interesting as you're deciding yourselves where you want to land and the decision making that goes into that. So we'll talk about that, but I think we're at time. Shane, anything else that we didn't cover?
No, I could cover a lot more, but we don't have enough time.
We don't. Nope.
But so I think we could tee it up. You ready?
Oh, let's do it.
All right. So let's make all your moments magical
in Florida and beyond.
Until the next Take 10.
So long,
Bye-bye.
everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye.